Alright guys, welcome to a improp stream. Basically we're going to celebrate 1,500 views. So I got my mate Satellite of Discontent in as well. Little backstory in case anybody hasn't heard. Alex Jones and Joe Rogan are sort of going at it. Welcome to a improp stream. Oh, okay. Personal note, if you ever start a stream, make sure you've muted the background noise. But yeah, basically Joe Rogan and Alex Jones have decided to go at it, and this is, I don't know what to think about this. I really don't. Actually, I'm going to say Team Alex on this, actually. What about you, so what are you going to be? Team Alex or Team Joe Rogan?
Oh, definitely Team Alex.
Team Alex, all right. Let's do this. Let's go through this video, guys. It is 25 minutes. We are limited for time because someone has to go and do domestic duties. But let's go through. Let's watch this video, and we'll stop it and we'll comment on it. So we're watching it through my circle. So guys, enjoy and enjoy the stream. Oh, by the way, like I said, celebration for 1,500 subs. Thanks everybody who has subscribed to the channel. Let's have some fun.
My understanding is that you went out with this protector of yours who swore that you were his adopted godson.
Yes.
Went out, in fact, and helped in the confiscation of property from the Jews.
That's right. Yes.
I mean, that sounds like an experience that would send lots of people to the psychiatric couch for many, many years. Was it difficult?
Not at all. Not at all.
He's frigging smiling.
Yep.
Not Alex, by the way. George Soros is literally smiling as he is saying, no, this is no problem at all. Joe, if you see this video, Joe, what are you doing? But let's keep going.
Maybe as a child you don't see the connection, but it created no problem at all.
No feeling of guilt.
No problem.
No.
If it's your decision to defend George Soros, then there's going to be a whole new chapter to our relationship. Make your decision. It's not a threat. It's the way it is. You make your decision. You decide which side you're on. It's real simple. You should be defending internet free speech. You should be championing things. You could change history.
Well, look at okay, so at the end of the day, I agree with the fact that he has freedom of speech to say what he wants. But Joe, what are you doing, Joe? Oh my God. So if anybody, we'll keep going because, limited time, but yeah.
You're a major leader. You do have the biggest podcast in the world. Your audience rivals mine. That's great. I hope it's 10 times bigger, but not if it's in the hands of the globalists. If you turn over to Palpatine and become Darth Vader, I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi and I'm coming for you, buddy.
Oh, by the way, I'll be fine till 5:30, so feel free.
No worries. He just made a Star Wars reference when it came to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I love that.
I'm not trying to be Joe Rogan, a lapdog of the system. I'm trying to change the world, and I'm doing it. And as for Joe, since I brought that up, I meant to do this, I'm going to do it now. Cue him up, if you can find it. I was going to do it last week, and I didn't do it. I'm doing it, because I don't lose sleep over nothing, and I've been losing sleep over not saying this, so I'm going to do it right now. Cue him up saying that George Soros was captured by the Nazis.
He does actually show this video too, by the way.
Joe,
I don't know. Like, I'm just starting to wonder, has Joe sold out? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, probably for popularity, yeah.
But this one I don't get, right? He's already got the biggest podcast. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's a weird situation.
Let's keep going.
I don't care about coming on your podcast. I don't need to come on your podcast. But my
He's
point
already
is, though,
been on
I know
it.
you're as smart as I am or smarter. And I sit there and I watch what you do on your show where I'm wrong about Bourdain, but then you have your guys go, oh, look, we discovered the Clintons were after him and he was this and that. And then Alex, you know, Alex is, yeah, he's just wrong about all this stuff. And he says Soros worked with the Nazis. Soros was captured by the Nazis. Hell, Joe, why not just say he cut Hitler's head off and fought him in a castle? And
I gotta stop it every 30 seconds because of copyright. But
I know.
But
oh, that's crazy.
Mate, say he's got his head up. He's stormed the castle. He's just, yeah, like, right.
And Hitler was guarded by 5,000 werewolves and naked strippers in SS uniforms. I'm not stupid. I get to hear my son listen to his podcast almost every day. I hear it to the point of I don't want to watch it because I don't want to start saying stuff because I care about Joe. Joe's a good guy. He's done a lot of good work. He's really a libertarian patriot. But he's out there in Los Angeles with his family. And every time I see this stuff, he's misrepresenting what I've said and what I've done. He says, oh, I like Alex, but then he snipes me. Oh, I like you, Alex. Ugh.
He does actually do that.
I like you. Alex is a good...
All right, so I do watch a little bit of Joe Rogan's show. And I have seen him make references to Alex and everything in the past. And full disclosure, I have seen where he has said that, you know, like, I like Alex, you know, we're good friends and yada, yada, yada. But then he has taken a shot at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, I like you, but blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's keep going.
The guy, he's wrong. He's wrong. He's wrong. He's wrong. He's like my other best buddy. Eddie Bravo. Eddie, you're a crazy dumbass. Boom, slam your head in the ground. Aren't you a nice little guy putting up with me saying that? Well, listen, I'm not stupid when I watch all that. I'm not dumb. I don't sit here and play Machiavellian games. I'm a straight shooter. I'm from Texas.
Alex looks pissed.
So,
do you reckon it's an act?
That's it.
Do you reckon Alex acting?
Yeah, he's pissed.
Or do you reckon he's pissed?
Oh no, he would be pissed. I mean, I've seen Joe Rogan do this and also shit on Eddie Bravo. He does do that. And that's not cool because he's publicly on his massive podcast.
True.
Yeah.
And look, like, Joe, if you ever watch this dude with some weird alternate reality, if you do manage to watch this video, like, dude, what are you fucking doing? Like, Alex literally plays the material where you've gone through and fucking Soros has admitted it. And you're defending... Oh, anyway.
That's what I'm getting at here. If Joe Rogan came out against the censorship on the internet going on, that would change a lot of things. And it would get other people to do it. But there's this thing of people that are kind of quasi-conservative sitting back while the big battle goes on and while the EU tries to ban free speech and while they come after everybody to kind of, back off from Alex Jones a little bit and say that the hat tip. Just say Soros was captured by the Nazis. You don't think I haven't been told that too? So I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed.
So that's actually interesting where he's talking about him not coming out against freedom of speech, because I think you and I have actually had this discussion in the past. I've said the exact same thing. There have been a lot of conservatives or people that are supposedly freedom of speech who actually haven't come out and publicly stated about, for example, what everybody claims they're free speech, right? But when alt-right was taken down, altright.com, how many people that mightn't necessarily agree with altright.com stood up for them when they were taken down?
That's right, yeah.
Look, not to blow my own trumpet, but I believe from what I saw, I think it was only me and one other person a couple of days later made a video about that site being taken down. Like, Sargon didn't, Alex Jones, he didn't, Joe Rogan didn't, you know, the Rubin Report didn't. All these guys, supposedly freedom of speech. Count Dankula didn't say it. Like, come on, you're supposed to be freedom of speech. Why aren't you talking about this site being taken down? You don't have to agree with it, but dude, you should be calling out when it doesn't. When you should be calling it out, and I was so disappointed when, and it's happened several times with a lot of different events. Everybody will get up and stand up for Count Dankula, but when Alex Jones, for example, is attacked, like Alex Jones at the moment is going through so many lawsuits. George Soros is hitting him with so many lawsuits, and no one is there standing up for Alex at the moment. Well, no, not no one, but very few people. But they will jump into the defense of someone, for example, like Count Dankula. Not saying Count Dankula doesn't deserve it, but at the end of the day, like, how can you be for freedom of speech and not stand up for all of it, sort of thing? But go away, cat.
In the way I've seen things go. But I understand. I come on your show. It's your #1 podcast. Now you've had 2 that are bigger. That's great. #1, it gets blocked from Apple iTunes, gets delisted, and gets blocked everywhere, but still was #1 for a year. I already know I'm #1, Joe. I already get that. It isn't about being #1. It's about changing the world. And you have the power to do that. Because let me tell you something, Joe. They're going to release bioweapons soon to try to stop Trump in this movement.
What the fuck is he?
And no matter if you got a private jet or not, if you're going to try to join the system, you ought to be trying to move in with them. Because let me tell you something. You're not going to be safe and nobody's going to be safe. We better change this or we're all going to fall together. So I'd rather just be attacked straight up, Joe. Give it all to me. Come on. Then man, I really like Alex Jones. He's a really good guy. He's a little bit funny guy.
He does have a fun. It's a good shot.
Oh, nice pause.
Yeah, good pause. But I don't know what he's got. I don't know about the bioweapons. I think that might be a little showboaty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He can be a bit hyperbolic. And,
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, although, how many times has he been proven right about things?
Well, that's true, too. We might sit here and say it's hyperbolic, and then friggin' 3 days later, there's a nuclear bomb that goes off over Washington or something. You don't know, do you?
Yeah, a nuclear bioweapon,
Yeah, or bioweapon or nuclear or whatever. God, I wouldn't put it past the elites to do anything to stop friggin' Trump.
Yeah.
But, but at the end of the day, Joe, he's right, man. If you think you coming out saying about Soros is going to stop him, dude, you got another thing coming, man. You really do. You're still going to get nuked with the rest of us. You're still going to get the Black Plague or whatever bioweapon they release. But let's keep going.
You think I'm stupid? Now go ahead and play the clip of him saying Soros. When we come back, I'll play Soros saying he helped round people up for the Nazis. Here's reality, Joe. Here it is.
That's another thing. I don't know what to do with her now. She thinks she apologized for that, but she said George Soros was a Nazi or something.
Yeah, I saw the apology.
He was captured by the Nazis. I mean, he was like...
That whole Roseanne thing was done.
And that seems to be Dave Rubin. Is that Dave Rubin there?
Yeah, that's Dave Rubin.
So that has to be the show with... I want to look up the show because I want to see what Dave Rubin said after that. That would be the interesting thing. But yeah, I was going to say, it's, if Dave Rubin hasn't rebutted that, then Dave, but yeah, hang on, my cat is bugging the crap out of me. He wants attention. But if Dave Rubin hasn't turned around and said, well, hang on, no, I'd like to know what Dave Rubin says after that, or I really would. But anyway.
With her multiple personalities, she says. She was put there. That shows discredit conservatives. That whole thing was done so she could apologize to him in a PR stunt. You think I don't know when the Young Turks and CNN and ABC News all say he wasn't a Nazi and he fought Nazis, that it's not a PR stunt? You don't think I don't know I've already been threatened to stop saying it? I will continue to say it because my soul ain't for sale. Now, we're going to your calls when we come back, but first, there's a bunch of clips of him on NPR and on 60 Minutes admitting he helped the Nazis. But let's get the full clip. You're going to hear him say it not once, not twice, but 3 times. You know what I heard, Joe? I heard Hitler fought the Nazis. Yeah, I heard he got captured by him. Hermann Goering, Heinrich Himmler, Zeb Dietrich, all of them. They were fighting the Nazis at the Maginot Line in 1940. Yeah, did you know that? Yeah, did you know that? You know who the bad guys were? It was America, I heard. Yeah.
Fucking Alex.
Alex is so funny too.
This is look. I know the alt-right don't like Alex. I know a lot of them. I know a lot of people. A lot of people all over, left, right. I know a lot of people hate him. They think he's a loon and whatever. And look, he carries on a bit bonkers sometimes. Full credit, right? He is.
Well, one of the main reasons is because he says globalist instead of the other word.
Yeah, well, that's for the right, but the left hate him because I think it's all the gay frogs and everything like that. I'm not saying the gay frogs thing isn't right. We know it frigging is right. He's been proven right about that. A lot of the stuff Alex said 5-10 years ago is actually starting to be proven right. The guy's just a decade ahead of most other people.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I like the fact that he's balls to the wall. Just he'll say what he means. You know
he
like,
doesn't care about
No, like you said,
the only thing he can't do is swear. Apparently, but that's about it.
Well, I noticed the other day he was crossing out swear words because apparently now even InfoWars is on TV stations. Like
really?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the guy is huge.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I say, look, take this out of context, put this on a fucking stream, anybody. But I tell you what, if Alex, I tell you what, but man, I have a lot of not credit, but I have a lot of respect for him. I suppose is respect for a word, respect for him because he has the balls to say things, and he doesn't care who he offends. You know, he'll take on Soros and. I kind of respect that, I suppose. But, yeah.
Those were my grandfathers. They were the bad guys, right? In the Army Air Corps, huh? I could see for miles and miles and miles. And sometimes I don't want to see if it's my friends. Joe Rogan's a really smart guy, very sophisticated. And he's a good guy at his base. But he's out there in Hollywood, and there's a litmus test now to say George Soros was captured by the Nazis. Well, if George Soros was captured by the Nazis, he'd have one of those IBM tattoos on him. No, George Soros...
That is a point.
I like one of those IBM tattoos. That's hilarious.
Yeah. But he has a point. I love the IBM reference, but anyway. But if you are captured by the Nazis, you were given a number.
Yeah.
Where is George's number?
Yeah, I don't think he has one.
Neither do I. No. But let's get going.
Soros wrote a book. His father wrote a book. He did an NPR interview, a PBS interview, and a 60 Minutes interview saying he helped with his adopted father, the Nazis, and he said if he hadn't done it, somebody else would. And then he helped round up Jews when he was 13, 14, 15. Now, listen, if he said, I'm sad, it was wrong, I did it to live, I'd still say, well, you were young, but that's really crappy. But no, he said it. It blew up in his face back in the 90s. So now he's got this PR campaign going all over the news saying he's not a Nazi, he's not a Nazi, he's not a Nazi, he never worked with the Nazis. He was a collaborator. And, you know, the Young Turks call me the worst person in the world for lying about him saying he's a Holocaust survivor. Would you be a Holocaust survivor if you were in a concentration camp and you helped pull the switch to gas people? And he didn't even do that. He was off in Eastern Europe, Hungary, Romania, going around rounding.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry, Joe, but unless you've got some bloody good points, you're getting BTFO'd by Alex Jones here, man. Like,
yeah. Joe's just going to be a steaming pile mess on the floor by the time Alex is done with him.
Yeah, it's like... Really, dude? Like, Joe, I want to like you. I want to watch your show. But at the end of the day, dude, if someone turned around and said to me in Hollywood, yeah, you got to go on camera and say that George Soros is a Nazi, isn't a Nazi, and that he's a survivor, I'd be like, okay, thumbs up, get on camera. George Soros is a Nazi.
You can't be a collaborator and a survivor at the same time because you didn't have to survive. You were working with them.
Yeah, well, actually, Alex rolls the footage later, and yeah, I actually tweeted at Joe hours ago to say, like, dude, what are you doing? But anyway.
People up for the local banker. And they knew full well he was Jewish. I think the Nazis didn't know that. There's whole books written on how they had Jews like him that would go in. They would trust teenagers, and so they would send him in to find out where people like Anne Frank were hidden. Yeah, George Soros went and found the Jews like a little bloodhound demon. He's a Nazi bloodhound. That's what he is. And he's financing lawsuits against me, everything to shut me up. I don't care, you piece of crap. I'm not a little rollover like you. You may have gotten threatened by authoritarians and rolled over, buddy boy, but I didn't. And when I was 15 years old, I didn't roll over to 25-year-old men. So don't tell me if I was back then, I made a difference. Look, I'm from Texas. I'm from America. And my ancestors aren't cowardly scumbags like you. And since you did that, you overthrew a bunch of countries, you bankrupt people's pension funds and steal them. You were a known criminal till the 90s, till you made hundreds of billions and came over here and bought up our media to tell us how you crap.
Yeah, he's talking about George Soros there for the people playing at home. Although I don't expect a lot of people to watch this stream because of the fact that I've mentioned Alex Jones in the title. So it's probably been hidden on YouTube. But, you know, still, yeah.
Tiffany cufflinks and you little wings and you fly around in heaven. You're a degenerate, monstrous scumbag.
Oh, shit.
You're a vampire bat that drank the blood of your own people.
It's not too much of a
And you're
stretch.
going to go to hell. And I'm going to win, and America's going to win. And you're getting thrown out of Europe right now. Everything you're doing is turning to pure crap. You've got a crap touch, not a Midas touch. Everything you turn now disintegrates, you old stinking vampire. And it doesn't matter what happens to me as long as we win the war. That's what this is all about. You're all about little Satanist. So, every time one of your people comes out and says you fought the Nazis or you cut Hitler's head off, or you murdered Hitler or you're a hero, I'm going to use them to expose it. So you better get your internet ban in real quick. You cockroach.
Alex,
He just did the
yeah, I know. Let's not talk about that because holy shit.
Oh my god.
Holy fuck. Alex, man, what are you doing?
Oh my god, he's going full the numbers.
Yeah. Alex is red-pilled to the frig right now. He really is.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Anyways, as for Joe, I just want to get Joe's attention that whoever told him that and whoever told him that was a good thing to say is not a good person in my view.
Not in mine either.
Or is that your decision, Joe? Because if it's your decision to defend George Soros, then there's going to be a whole new chapter to our relationship. Make your decision. It's not a threat. It's the way it is. You make your decision. You decide which side you're on. It's real simple. You should be defending internet free speech. You should be championing things. You could change history. You're a major leader. You do have the biggest podcast in the world. Your audience rivals mine. That's great. I hope it's 10 times bigger. But not if it's in the hands of the globalist. If you turn over to Palpatine and become Darth Vader, I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi and I'm coming for you, buddy. Let's go ahead and play George Soros and what he doesn't want you to see.
It was actually probably the happiest year of my life, that year of German occupation.
So, for the people playing at home, this is the audio of George Soros admitting that this is the happiest time of his life. That Joe, listen to the audio, bro. What are you doing? Like, anyway, let's keep going.
For me, it was a very positive experience. It's a strange thing, you know, because you see incredible suffering around you, and in fact, you are in considerable danger yourself. But you're 14 years old and you don't believe that it can actually touch you. You have a belief in yourself, your belief in your father. It's a very happy-making, exhilarating experience.
Hit pause. Back it up. It's a very happy-making. See, he was captured by the Nazis, and it was happy-making, like Happy Meals. Little cheeseburger, little cookie, little toy, little fries, little orange drink. Happy-making. In fact, that's what you call the Holocaust now, according to Soros. I think that's terrible, but instead of calling it the Holocaust or the death camps, it's a happy-making. Here, let's go back to the happy-making.
But you're 14 years old and you don't believe that it can actually touch you. You have a belief in yourself, your belief in your father.
Lucifer.
It's a
I believe in your father, Alex. Lucifer.
very happy-making, exhilarating experience.
While hundreds of thousands of Hungarian Jews were being shipped off to the death camps, George Soros accompanied his phony godfather on his appointed rounds, confiscating property from the Jews.
Happy-making.
These are pictures from 1944 of what happened to George Soros's friends and neighbors.
The happy-making.
You're a Hungarian Jew who escaped the Holocaust by posing as a Christian.
Right.
And you watched lots of people get shipped off to the death camps.
Right. I was 14 years old. And I would say that that's when my character was made.
In what way?
That one should think ahead, one should understand and anticipate events, and one is threatened. It was a tremendous threat of evil. I mean, it was a very personal experience of evil.
So he does actually say there that Hitler was evil, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he obviously realizes that Hitler was bad. So why is he smiling when he... Is this like... Is it Stockholm Syndrome? Is that what he's been suffering for like 60 years? Like... I don't know. I don't get Soros. Yeah. I really I don't. Yeah. Anyway, let's keep going.
Standing.
See, because I could just show the shorter clips. And no, I mean, I'm showing what he says. It's the delusional. He's helping all this go on, but then he says it's the best time of his life. He's happy-making, but then he's not with the Nazis. He's just helping them. No, and this is the attitude. Oh, I'm just going along with it, so I'm okay. Oh, kind of like going along with internet censorship? I mean, maybe if Joe goes along with us being shut off the air and all the libertarians and conservatives, but he stays on, it'll be a happy-making. I mean, he's not going to be part of it. He's just going to stand by and watch it happen. Or you could be like George Soros and actually help round people up. But it's how you survived, like free market, so it's okay. Let's continue.
Experience of evil.
My understanding is that you went out with this protector of yours who swore that you were his adopted godson.
Yes, yes.
Went out, in fact, and helped in the confiscation of property from the Jews.
That's right. Yes.
I mean, that sounds like an experience that would send lots of people to the psychiatric couch for many, many years.
Like, dude, if I had been Soros, that probably, I don't want to say that would have broken me, but been in constant fear, because he was a Jewish boy who was put under the care of a Nazi sympathizer, a Nazi officer who was going around rounding up fellow Jews, right? If you're a Jewish boy, you would be scared shitless.
Mm-hmm.
So why is
for some reason this guy wasn't?
Well, he says that Hitler was bad, but, he says, that it was... Let's play and see what he says, but, dude, like, fuck.
Was it difficult?
Not at all. Not at all.
It wasn't
maybe
difficult.
As a child you don't see the connection, but it created no problem at all.
No feeling of guilt.
No problem.
No.
for example, that I'm Jewish, and here I am watching these people go. I could just as easily be there. I should be there. None of that.
We got to go to break. There's more. There's more. I want to apologize to George Soros and my good friend Joe Rogan. You're right. I'm sorry. Oh, the full name of the video that he's in is Joe Rogan Talks About Tommy Robinson. And then you just hear about how I'm wrong about all these things. You're right. You're right. Joe, hey, I'm the bad guy. I'm sorry. George Soros, I'll kiss your big fat butt. I'm sorry, George Soros. Thanks for killing Hitler, George. It wasn't my grandfather's. You did it. Let me say one more thing about the Joe Rogan situation, and then I'm going to go to your calls.
Holy shit. Oh. There's still more yet, but goddamn. Anyway,
this is nuts.
Yeah.
Joe is a smart guy, a sweet guy.
I don't think Joe is malicious and he's doing this. I really don't. I think he's been told to say this, and this is a theory. This is an observation. This is my opinion. YouTube. But at the end of the day, I would say that Joe Rogan has been told to say this, and that he's been told that if you say this, you get to keep your show. We'll keep you on the air. You'll be protected. You'll be one of us. Kiss the ring, Joe. Kiss the ring, and you'll be fine. Like how The Godfather.
A strong guy, and that's why it hurts to see him spanked by the system. And, you know, when they wouldn't put up our podcast on iTunes or delisted it when it was #1 and did that stuff, that was a strong message to him. That if you want to be left alone, don't have people like Alex Jones on. Well, that's fine. But then if the drumbeat starts, because I'm a busy guy, I can't listen to long podcasts, but my son does, people around the office do. Joe has the biggest podcast in the world. Probably reaches, conservatively, 50 million people a month. That's a conservative number.
I'd say that's true.
That's great. But then if it becomes an exercise, oh, Alex Jones is wrong about Anthony Bourdain. Hey, Joe, I talked to the people that were there in the production at the highest levels. They're involved in the Pentagon, everything else. I know all about it. Elon Musk. I mean, Joe, I'm not going to tell you, who I talked to yesterday or who I...
Yeah, see, this is the thing. Once you start selling out, it's only a matter of time before you've sold out so much that... Yeah.
That's why you never capitulate.
No.
And never apologize.
And look, I know this is a little bit off topic, but this is what I worry about with Phil DeFranco. Phil DeFranco is going more left every week. Like, Phil DeFranco called out Judge Matt Drudge, or Drudge Report, for putting up a wrong image on their actual story. Now, I haven't seen it, I haven't checked it myself. My understanding is that Matt Drudge used a photo from Syria, and he thought it was kids at the migrant camps or whatever it was, right? And he used the wrong photo. But my understanding is that the story itself is factually true. He's just used the wrong image. Now, like I said, I haven't seen the story. I'll have a look at it later when I get a chance, and I'll have a look for myself. But that's my understanding from watching Phil DeFranco's thing. And Phil DeFranco writingly called it out. Said, look, this is fake news. Drudge Report has put up this image. It's fake. Yada, yada, yada. Which is true. Fully fine. But the thing is that for the past week, mainstream media has been running fake images of these kids in immigration detention. And they've been using photos from when Obama was actually in charge. And they're using old photos and they're putting those on the story regarding Trump. So why hasn't Phil DeFranco called out mainstream media for a week going on about fake photos, yet Judge Report does it once and he calls them out there and then?
Yeah, it's a concern. I heard of this. Yeah, it's a concern about Philip DeFranco. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Yeah, it really is actually. I'm really starting to get. I like him because he's nonpartisan. Well, slightly left center, but Dude, he's heading progressive. He really is. But anyway, let's keep going. Because I know you're running low on time.
I talked to this afternoon. So just let's quit pretending that we aren't the tip of the spear. And then Joe takes DMT and talks about seeing space aliens and other dimensions. And then I talk about the globalists taking drugs and believing they're getting knowledge from other dimensions. And I'm the biggest kook in the world. Oh, I had Alex on. People think I like Alex. I like him as a friend, but he's a total nutball. I had him on. He talked about interdimensional child molesters, psychic vampires. You know, he's crazy. Oh, really? I don't take DMT. It's fine that you do. I'm a libertarian. And then I don't sit there and think I'm communicating with aliens. The people I'm talking about do. Because if you're a good person and you take the DMT and go to the 5th dimension, 6th dimension, if you believe in that stuff, they act real friendly, but Mescalito gets mean later. He's a goat, by the way. It's Baphomet's who you meet. It happens to basically everybody, unless you're a really good guy. And then you get transported to a space prison for a couple 100,000 years.
What the hell is he going on about? Have you got any idea?
Yeah, when you take DMT, right. You can, like, some people have, like, for example, if you Google the machine elves, there's a Wikipedia entry about the machine elves, literally about that. And there's a book on it. I said this guy who did DMT all his life, basically talking about, you know, interdimensional machine elves and stuff like that when you take DMT. And my guess is that Joe Rogan has experienced these things on DMT.
Oh, okay. So Joe Rogan's gone through, he's taken DMT, he's experienced these other dimensional elves, whatever. But Alex Jones is batshit crazy because he talks to people who have taken DMT and spoken to interdimensional elves. Right, okay.
Yeah, the weird thing is that apparently a lot of people have seen exactly the same thing when they've experienced the interdimensional machine elves. They all describe them as looking golden in color, sort of machine looking. Yeah. Like, it's kind of weird because all these different people experience the same visual. So apparently there's some kind of,
Well, I was going to say, it'd be interesting to get someone who doesn't know about this sort of stuff, get him to take DMT or whatever it's called, and see if he witnesses the same thing. Because it might be the fact that people have heard about it, so they sort of project.
Yeah. That is a thing, absolutely. When you take trips, people, you know, what you tell them before they take it, they could experience it during the trip.
True.
Or even when you take ayahuasca, same thing.
Yeah. All right. I know you're running out of time, so we'll keep going.
And then when you come back, you don't ever come back. Now, I've never taken it, but I've talked to people. I knew about this when I was a kid from people that I knew that were involved in CIA trials at Berkeley. Oh, tell me about DMT, Joe. Tell me all about, you know, how you popularized it in the last 15 years. The Clockwork Elves, Joe. I heard about the Clockwork Elves when I was a little kid. And I decided I wanted to see them. Because everybody sees them. Little goat creatures with little green hats and little green uniforms. They look just like gray aliens. Then they pull their mask off, and they don't look quite like that anymore. They wear little gray masks so they don't get too scary. Because they look like little gremlins, little demons. Now, see, you'll probably play that and say, look how crazy he believes in little gremlin demons. No, you do. You talked about it. You saw
There's
it.
a machine
you
elf
believe
there.
it. I didn't take it. The Bible says don't be part of pharmakia because it gives you the evil spirits. Well,
So it's like okay. So Alex Jones is crazy because he talks to people that have experienced this, but Joe Rogan can go through and experience it himself and he's not crazy?
Yeah, one rule for me and another rule for them.
Seems to be like that, doesn't it? Alright, let's keep going.
Okay, I didn't used to believe that growing up. And then I learned the CIA is taking this to get interdimensional communications. You say you've had those interdimensional communications, Joe. I haven't had them. You have had the communications, but I'm the kook for saying that the owners of Time Life books in the 30s were taking DMT? You know where you get DMT, don't you, Joe? In deep sleep. See, I don't need to go there artificially. I let my brain and my soul decide what I do. I let God direct where I go. And I've been a lot further than anybody that takes DMT, let me tell you. because I got the DMT. Alex Jones got a lot of the DMT. The DMT, the DMT. Every night I go to sleep, it's like 1,000 years. My waking life is not even one fraction of who I am. Oh, believe me, Joe, I know all about the DMT, the DMT.
See, this is why people think Alex is a little bit crazy sometimes, but...
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
DMT. So, I made my point, and I'm done. But I've got to not listen, because I'll get too mad. Bourdain said the Clintons were after him, that henchmen were after him, that he was being harassed by them. He had decided to go public because he was dating a woman who had been raped by Weinstein, reportedly, and whose father was a famous occultic Illuminati filmmaker, which she said. And she told Bourdain about the sex abuse of children, and Bourdain had a soul and was getting ready to go public. I've talked to the people that were there. Elon Musk has...
I actually ran that report too. For anybody that's interested, go back 15 videos or 10 videos or whatever. I actually ran that story. Alex is right. Reportedly, she was molested by Weinstein, and reportedly he actually went through, and Elon Musk actually met Bourdain at a solar farm over in Spain, and apparently Elon Musk was trying to encourage Bourdain to go public with what he knew, and then basically died suddenly after that. Convenient.
Yeah. That is a very convenient death. My goodness.
Yeah, I tell you what, there's a lot of convenient deaths around the Weinstein and Hillary Clinton in there. It just.
I know.
Yeah.
Bloated in anger.
Yeah, it's weird.
Over the fact that I even know about the video they shot for the TV show. But Bourdain is dead now. Magically, and they got rid of his body faster than they did with bin Laden's in the ocean, if you believe that. Abracadabra, hocus pocus. You really, just whatever happened to Bourdain? Oh, he's just dead now. And that final cut they were going to put out, all these episodes since he woke up, plus it gets you top ratings anyways, telling the truth. He was going to go Kanye West. You ain't going Kanye squat, brother. We going to hang your ass. And anybody ask any question, you're a weirdo. Well, isn't that just cute? Yeah, there's Bourdain saying he's been experiencing Hillary's wrath and it's no fun. But you know, Alex Jones is wrong for even asking a question. Again, I'm sorry. I'm not cool. I'm from Texas. I'm a country bumpkin. Well, I ride a horse to school every morning. And we don't have toilet paper either, Joe. We wipes our butt with corn cobs. And then folks from Boston, because everybody from Boston thinks we talk with Alabama accents or Georgia accents, why, they think we don't know nothing around here. We don't know nothing about the space bases or nothing about the shadow government or nothing about anything, Joe. Why, I'm just everything I seem.
Do you reckon Joe and Alex... You reckon Joe and Alex are going to be friends after this video goes up?
Maybe, I don't know. Like, I mean, I can't see Joe not having a laugh at watching this though.
Yeah.
Like, he shit on him, but he'd laugh at some of the stuff.
It'd be interesting to see what Joe Rogan's response is after this, to be honest. But anyway.
Oh, there would have to be a response, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna follow this shit, right? I'm gonna keep an eye on this.
Oh, me too. Oh hell yeah.
Just another. I'm a Texan. And I learned to run along behind you like a little puppy dog. And I learned how to be big, and I learned how to be smart. And I learned about Santa Claus and the Easter bunnies. And I learned all about Hollywood, and red carpets, and all the big venues, and making it in the system. Making it in the Titanic when it's going down. And the only thing popular is things that are facsimiles of the truth, or facsimiles of being unscripted, or facsimiles of being out in the open. But they aren't. And it's that slide from that that has triggered this critique. So when I chastise my friends, when I get in their face about things that I've seen and slides towards entropy.
What's that headline? Helicon Days for Conspirial Media.
halcyon days for conspiratorial media.
What does halcyon mean? I don't know that word.
Oh, I'll quickly check. Hang on.
Well, it says Alex Jones, Roger Stone, and their cohort are thriving at the dawn of the Trump era. So I'm presuming it means really good. I mean, yeah.
Halcyon means denoting a period of time in the past that was ideologically happy and peaceful.
Okay, yeah, well, that kind of makes sense, actually.
I'm doing it because I care about everybody and I care about my kids. And it's critical that the #1 independent media personality out there, Joe Rogan, I'll just give him the title, not slide into that oblivion. And that's why I did this, because my conscience has been telling me to do it. And I've told my son, don't play it around me. And I've told the crew, stop telling me what he's saying, because I didn't want to do this, but I have to. And now I think I'm going to start doing it all the time. And believe me, I'll show everybody who thinks Texans are stupid just how smart I am. I got all of it. You think I'm stupid? I'm not. You know, the Patriots at the Pentagon, at CENTCOM, and the people at the CIA, they've got my show on everywhere. They've got it up on the big jumbotrons inside the command centers. Because I'm not bragging here, but anybody know what I've done? Somebody know?
That would be cool, to have your show played at the great big fucking Jobotron or whatever it is at fucking CIA.
Yeah. Apparently, he says this a lot, that the FBI watch him and CIA watch him and stuff.
Well, I tell you, did he? I watch his show fairly regular, okay? Because I must admit, I love the fucking Threatics. I love the fact that he's so balls to the wall. And I tell you what, he gets people calling in. Like, there's one guy called Zach that calls in that gives him a lot of intel. Dude, I believe there are a lot of people from the FBI, CIA, whatever, NSA that give Alex a lot of the information, because he's on point. All this Vegas stuff that's coming out now, Alex knew about it when it happened.
Yeah.
And they were literally claiming that Alex was a conspiracy theorist, and and they tried to give him a strike on the channel because he was peddling a conspiracy theory. And this is where I have a problem with mainstream media. They go through and they blast you as a conspiracy theorist. You're a conspiracy theorist. And they just keep plastering that label. And then 6-12 months, when it ends up being that you were right and they were wrong, they don't bother retracting it. And people just keep remembering. It's like a death by 1,000 cuts. It really is.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah. Let's keep going.
Know who I am? You don't think I don't have 5 steps ahead of all this crap? But we're not going to fix this playing these games anymore. So stop acting like we don't know what's going on. I'm done. Shut it down. It's a war. We're in a civil war. And sometimes in Virginia, you'd have 2 brothers fighting with each other, wouldn't you? Well, I'm on the Republican side. And the globalists are going to lose. Just remember that. If you hadn't figured out yet that you can't ride the fence on this, you're not as smart as I thought you were. I told Joe that about a week before Trump got elected on the phone. I said, Trump's going to 100% win. He goes, really, really? And I said, yeah, watch. And I told everybody else that, and they didn't believe me. I knew.
I don't remember watching the stream that day, so I can't verify that, but that would seem like, just the manner would be seeming like something like Joe Rogan would say. Oh yeah, really, really? I can imagine him saying something exactly like that, to be honest, so I believe it. I knew Trump was going to win about 3 months before it happened, because Anonymous went through and did a poll. They asked 1,000 people in every state, in all 50 or whatever states the US has. It was over 50,000 people that were actually were polled, and they asked 330 Republicans, 330 Democrats, and 330 undecided. And and they went through and they asked everybody, and Trump won that poll. And when Anonymous did that, I was like, Trump is going to win this. Trump will actually win this election. But yeah.
Because if Trump didn't win, something else was about to happen. You people. You globalists think you're the only ones that run your big mouths and carry a little stick. We don't run our mouths. We carry a big stick. We walk softly and carry a big stick. And I know everybody's a big tough guy out there politically. I get it. But all of you are going to find out we're going to follow this through to the end. We're going to win.
You know, someone very profoundly once said many years ago that if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the name of liberalism.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
What do you reckon? Who won? Alex Jones or Joe Rogan?
Definitely Alex.
Dude, he's more based than I thought he was even. And that to me says a lot, because I thought he was pretty based in the first part. But holy shit, dude. Oh, I don't know. Final thoughts before we wrap it up, everybody? Yeah, what are your final thoughts?
I'm definitely going to follow this, and Alex really showed how based he is, and he's not willing to capitulate even to a good mate. He'll call out anybody.
I actually have more respect for Alex after this than I thought. Yeah. I'm like...
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Dude, like, holy shit. Like, fuck, Alex, man. Holy shit. I don't know. Alright, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Who do you think won? Do you reckon Alex BTFO Joe? Or do you think Joe Rogan is still in this fight? What do you think the response from Joe Rogan's going to be? Alex, dude, if you watch this video for some weird reason, I'm on your side on this. I really am. I think Joe really needs a good slap on the face to sort of wake him up. Metaphorically, of course. Apart from that, guys, obviously I'd like to thank everybody that has supported the channel over the time. We did hit 1,500 subs over last night. So big thanks to everybody who obviously has tuned in and fought the censorship that I'm currently facing. Yeah, even my small channel is actually copying it right now. Guys, look, obviously we're just getting started. You think we can cause problems? Wait for us to get bigger. We got bigger plans. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Apart from that, guys, look, enjoy yourselves. Have a great night. Remember, smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. If you want to feel free, hit that share button, because I tell you now, YouTube will not share this video because it has Alex Jones in the title and in the keywords. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great night and enjoy.
See yous.